What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Pit. Today we're looking at the Big Show's top 10 greatest matches ever. At number 10, Big Show versus JBL at No Way Out 2005.
Saw it. Referee Brian Hebner right there as Big Show begins the assault. Well, you saw it, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the cabinet. Orlando Jordan and the Bashams assaulting the Big Show.
Wouldn't it be a great idea to bring back the barbed wire for No Way Out in a couple of weeks? Show versus Cena in the cage could easily be a drag, but the added dimension could make things much more interesting, and it would add to the idea of not having a way out. Hey, WWE, there's no roof on the steel cage, and there's a door. That's two ways out. Moving on, who would have thought JBL would hold the WWE Championship for over a year? Facing guys like The Undertaker, the champ would always find ways to sneak away with the title and live to fight another day. And this match was no different. Big Show sent JBL down through the canvas after a chokeslam, and he ripped off the chains locking the cage door. By the time he made it, however, JBL crawled out from under the ring and won the match. So I guess that makes 3 ways out of a cage. Actually, make that 4 if you count what Mark Henry did to the Big Show last year on Raw. At number 9, Elimination Chamber 2011. The world's largest athlete did not spend too much time inside the Elimination Chamber in 2011, but he made his minutes count. This video shows one of the more brutal plexiglass incidents we've seen, shoving Wade Barrett straight back through the pod. Big Show actually was not supposed to be in this match originally. He took the place of Dolph Ziggler, who was fired in storyline thanks to a feud with Edge that gave him a very quick WWE World Heavyweight Championship reign. Just about everyone in the arena knew Show wouldn't be the winner, so it was up to the big man to make a statement when he got the opportunity. Did he? Why not ask Wade Barrett and see how his back feels? At number 8, Jerry Show versus Batista and Rey Mysterio. There is another very underrated match during a time when the WWE was actually refocusing its efforts on the tag team division. DX was running wild at the time as well, and they would eventually meet Show and Jericho in December of that year at TLC. Even so, that match fell short of expectations, and for the 5 months that Jerry Show held the titles, this is their best match at a pay-per-view clogged by not 1, not 2, but 3 in the cell contests. When the Big Show was announced on Edge's replacement when he got hurt in July, the response was mostly overwhelming. Nonetheless, the two veterans had great chemistry and some good teams to go against. At number 7, Big Show versus Brock Lesnar on SmackDown in 2003. The match itself wasn't anything to write home about, but the crowd reaction after the ring collapse may be the single loudest pop in SmackDown history. No one knew whether this was planned or not because it was so believable that the weight of the superplex could actually take down the ring. Because of it, the match had to be stopped and the WWE Championship contest was put on hold. The situation was recreated last year with Mark Henry and Big Show, which is a match that narrowly missed making this top 10 list. All in all, there's really nothing better than the original in this case. Speaking of Brock Lesnar, at number 6, Judgment Day 2003, Big Show versus Brock Lesnar.
Time in 17 years, the WWE has sanctioned a stretcher match.
Well, using a forklift is one way to move a 500-pound man. It might be the most effective way too. It's no coincidence that Brock Lesnar is on this list again, and he will most definitely be popping up again. Show and Lesnar had pretty good matches, and it could be Show's best opponent ever. While the Angle Brock feud is still going in the background, the Big Show stepped in to deliver some quality work. The situation is similar to Kane sticking his nose in the CM Punk Daniel Bryan business. Maybe that means the Big Red Monster will somehow add to the WWE Championship feud. Anyway, for a B-level pay-per-view, this is a very good main event. Brock, as a face, lasted through the early part of 2003, and he got a huge pop when he returned from the backstage area driving a forklift. Stretcher match be damned. At number 5, No Mercy 2008, Big Show versus The Undertaker.
There it comes. The Big Show.
It's not often that you see The Undertaker unable to continue a match. Well, that occurred back in 2008 when the Big Show was making the knockout punch a finishing move. Big man matches are never going to be a technical masterpiece, but this one was very well done. Taker moved around the ring very well and sold big time for his opponent, who actually threw in a side Russian leg sweep as a curveball here. Taker would muster some offense, but not nearly enough to get the job done. Show hit 2 punches to knock the dead man to the ground and then connected with a shot to the back of the head. That was enough for the ref to stop the match. It helped get some major heat on Show, and it gave him a bit more respect in the fans' eyes for being able to pull off such a decisive victory. The feud would continue for 2 more pay-per-view matches, but those weren't as good as the first one. At number 4, No Way Out 2009, WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match.
Introducing next, the Big Show. 5 minute eliminated.
The names in this Elimination Chamber match rank it as one of the more star-studded bouts of its kind since the debut of the structure in 2002, except for, of course, Vladimir Kozlov. This would be remembered as Edge's night. Even though he lost within the first 5 minutes of the contest, he would forcefully enter the other EC match and end the night with the World Heavyweight Championship. Big Show was the second person out of the pod, and as the heel, he doled out destruction during his time in the ring, mostly directed at Jeff Hardy. By the end of his run, it took a flurry of finishing moves, including a crazy leap by Hardy to get him eliminated. Trips and Taker had a memorable ending to this one in a preview of the WrestleMania matches, and this Elimination Chamber goes down as one of the better ones in its history. At number 3, Survivor Series 2001, Team WWF vs. Team Alliance. If this list wasn't centered around the Big Show, this match would probably be top. It's tough to have this as Show's greatest match, however, mainly because he was eliminated pretty early on in the contest. This choice unfortunately embodies a large part of the Giant's career. While he has enjoyed plenty of TV time over the past decade plus, his presence is most secondary to guys like The Rock, Stone Cold, Kurt Angle, etc. His sole purpose in this match was to make Team Alliance look menacing and in control of the faces. Kane was eliminated shortly after for the same reason, and even though these two men were not in the ring for too long, they played integral parts in the storytelling of the contest. The intensity of the Alliance/WWF feud was at an all-time high, and even though many people don't agree with how everything played it, the company-wide battle was still a huge deal in 2001. At number 2, 2004 Royal Rumble match. Even though there were 29 other superstars involved, the Big Show became the one-man wrecking crew of the 2004 Royal Rumble. In the end, it was Benny Up vs. Show, and Chris looked to be hopeless all by himself. Miraculously, he was able to pull Show over the top rope and go on to WrestleMania. The accomplishment of surviving the entire bout is something in itself, but by eliminating a man who was a destructive force beforehand, it made the win even more monumental. At number 1, Big Show vs. Brock Lesnar vs. Kurt Angle.
That's huge news! No disqualification! No man has been hotter!
Show didn't get a win, but he was an absolute monster in this match, and it's no coincidence that Lesnar was involved as well, as he is probably the Big Show's best opponent ever. Angle and Lesnar were in the midst of a feud that would last for the duration of 2003, and Show was thrown in as a human wrecking machine. This took place a couple of weeks after the ring collapse incident in SmackDown, which gave the world's largest athlete plenty of ammunition for another shot at the belt. This is one of the better triple threat matches in WWE history, and unfortunately, it's not remembered by many fans. All three men hit big power moves throughout the contest, and plenty of color was added by both Angle and Lesnar. Some of the moves included an F5 and a powerbomb by Lesnar on Show, which was also thrown through the announce table by an Angle slam. Show would respond with a double choke slam, but couldn't keep either man down for 3. Angle would prevail in the end by pinning Lesnar, but it was the best performance by the Big Show over his 12-year career in the company. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of WWE Pit. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below which one was his greatest match ever, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day.